friends, I am the Dungeon Tutor. Welcome! Today is the 23rd day of August, which is the 23rd RPG-a-day question, again put out for the edification of the gaming community, to uplift and have positive things to say about gaming. This one is to pull out my coolest looking RPG product or book. Now, the thing is, it's obviously very subjective. And secondly, I'm disqualifying all the movie books. Because they're full of clips from the movies, which, if I love the movie, I'll enjoy watching the clips of the movie in the books. Does take away from the overall objectivity of the whole thing. So I'm going to step back and only use art that's published and the quality of everything. So what I'm going to put forth, I used to have Shadowrun as my number one, because I loved the Shadowrun art style. I loved the fantasy meets technology of it. I loved a lot of things about Shadowrun. And I'd still say that Shadowrun cover from the first book that hooked me back in the day was still an excellent one. But now I think I'm going to go a little bit differently. And I'm going to hold up Dragonbane by Free League Press. They just recently put this out. I backed the backer kit. And this is the cover of the box set, which, as you can see, a couple of things. Number one, they have a unifying color scheme for their art. It's all this green, misty background stuff, which I think is excellent. If you're not going to have an artist do fully rendered worlds around the characters, this is great. You can have an important signal piece that has a lot of visual impact. And just having the green background unifies all the different things together. But I love dragons. Dragons are cool. The characters are heroic, but not super heroic. Your characters aren't massively muscly characters. As a matter of fact, they'd work very hard at having characters that are kind of down to earth and grounded. But at the same time, they face down, hideous creatures and things. So it is still set in fantasy, and your characters are quite capable. But a couple of things. Number one, you've got mallards. You have duck people. That's automatically awesome. And I do very much enjoy the novelty of having duck people in the world, which is cool. But they also have all the popular fantasy tropes. You've got halflings. And the halflings are cute. They're not the kind of weird, misshapen mutants that 5th edition D&D tried to put in. You have dwarves. And you've got elves. And humans. It all looks solid fantasy, and I do like the aesthetic that they have. The books are really well laid out. They're really nice to read. The art is illustrative without being too much. And it's also very rules light. This game has a relatively small amount of rules compared to most other role-playing games, which is nice. A lot of what's in the book are supplemental things like cards for treasures that you can find, and a thick adventure book detailing an entire campaign that you can later add on to. A very nice map. As far as visual appeal, I really did like the way they went with this book. And you can understand, Free League Press is not Wizards of the Coast. They do not have massive art budgets, so they are effective with what they use. And what they use, I think, is a pretty solid game that uses fantasy dice, like I have, and allows me to tell a pretty neat story overall. If we're going to take a look at overall, the entire package being full of amazing art pieces, I would point you to all of the things from my friends at GUI Cube, because looking at the things that they have, not only do they have solid adventures, very well-crafted world books and things like that, coming from a wide variety of names and places, but also they have massive amounts of art pieces that set evocative moods and serve as the handouts that your characters are going to see for a variety of characters, for a variety of locales, anything that your character experiences. They work very, very hard. Oops. Yeah, wanted notice board. so that your players can feel immersed, so that they can get some attachment to their characters because they're experiencing what their characters are experiencing. Some of them are going to be monsters and threats. Some of them are just going to be creepy spaces and scary stuff. These are all coming from the Dark Mist... the Dread Mist Curse, which is the 4th chapter of the Red Star Rising campaign, which I am running. In addition to that, and it's certainly a big addition, but the game also has a fantastic number of portrait cards so that you can show the characters that your players are talking to. And therefore, they're not seeing Bob the Dungeon Master. They're seeing these characters, both good-looking, not so good-looking, etc. So if you're looking for quality and eye appeal and maximum immersion, I would steer you towards my friends at GUI Cube. With the acknowledgement that, yes, I have written for GUI Cube, I have published through GUI Cube, and I am personal friends with several of the people in GUI Cube, even if it is vicariously through Facebook in most cases. I strongly believe in their product, and I think they are some of the most amazing-looking adventures you can find. Their source books are likewise packed through to the gills with amazing art. And it does matter to me that they do actually patronize the artists. They don't just whip out AI art like there's nothing stopping them from doing it. But they believe in continuing to support the AI-less community for the people who actually sit down and make art. So that's pretty cool. So anything from GUI Cube actually fits that as well. So if I had to make a recommendation or two, I did make an adventure called Strangely GUI Holiday from GUI Cube, which is full of nice art and a well-written adventure. Sorry, self-promotion here. But no, their world books, the Encyclopedia Zyathica they're coming out with, adds on to 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons with new rules, new classes, and things like that. And they're just going to keep going. They're about to release the cities of Darkenhaven and Gloomport, which are going to fit in massive boxes with all of the books and detailing their worlds and all of the handouts for the different locales. It's going to be amazing. So yeah, if you want another product to look at that's going to fit under some of the coolest thing you'll ever see, not a bad place to look. So it's my take on it, and I hope that you like it. This is also going to be another fun one to go look at other people doing RPGaDay videos, because you're going to hear about some really cool things. So, and I haven't seen every game yet. Certainly haven't played everything. I haven't found everything that's available, and some people have some really neat niche items that could be very, very cool. So, thanks for joining me. I am the Dungeon Tutor, and I'm happy to have you as always. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like and subscribe. It means a lot to me, and I do enjoy it when I see new people coming on. And I do hope that you come back to see me. In that time between then and now, though, I do hope that you get a chance to roll some dice, to play some games, to have some fun, and to stay safe out there, my friends. Until that next time, farewell.